See, hype stage started from Gen AI coming in.
Why India is experiencing this exponential growth.
I've been working with customers, understanding their problems. Any of the customers of us across the industries, fast, flash, and focus. How do you see the changing landscape of customer technology adoption?
I mean, is there too much hype? Agentic AI just came around and go through that vicious cycle, and then that will change. We are joined by no other than Hussain Zaidi. He is the Regional Vice President as well as the Country Lead for BFSI, Kyndryl. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And I'm going to let you introduce your illustrious career in a bit. What we're going to talk about today is why India is experiencing this exponential growth and how BFSI, or banking, financial services, and insurance, is fanning that fire of growth. So firstly, Hussain, introduction. You've been in the industry, you've been in BFSI for a while. Walk us through what you've done so far.
Thank you. Thank you for asking that. I've been for Kyndryl for 4 years now as we started the company in month of November 2021. Prior to that, I've been with IBM for 17 years, and before that, a company called Siemens. My career foundations goes from nuts and bolts of the work from Siemens, and technology learning goes from IBM days. All the career span has been working with customers, understanding their problems, how to solve them. And this phase of life with IBM, Siemens, and Kyndryl has given exposure to how do you see the changing landscape of customer technology adoption.
True.
And how it changes across.
True.
With Kyndryl, we had privilege to work with customers to see the change in the phase of technology adoption post-COVID, because things have changed a lot afterwards. And in India, of course, to your second question is that what's changing in India? India is changing because I think we have innovation which is at random pace going up.
True.
It's going up because our population demography is changing. We have young population coming with us.
Technically savvy.
Technically savvy.
True.
Adoptions are high. And the innovations starting from UPI payment systems to the digital buying and to the online commerce is forcing all of us to adopt innovation and being more agile to learn, adopt, and continuous run on that activity.
True.
This is what I see is a triggering point of that. Our industry partners, including regulators, I think they are the trigger point for the innovation because they are thinking equally well for the well-being of the population of the country.
You're right. I mean, they are the ones actually, I mean, unlike other regulators who regulate,
right?
Anything from Aadhaar to Protean, which is the digital arm of the government, down to UPI you mentioned, they're the ones enabling a whole lot of innovation throughout. You mentioned an important point, and I want to dwell a little bit on that. I've seen Kyndryl grow from strength to strength, and you yourself come from that technical background, nuts and bolts and operational, Siemens down to AS400s and Z10s, now to services, and truly a partnership. And we had a couple of chats with a couple of the bankers and the insurers just before you, and they were redefining partnership. And you've been in the heart of it, you've been at the crux of this. Walk me through, I mean, you have a number, you're responsible for all of BFSI in India, and as yet you wear that conciliere or that trusted advisor hat. So on one hand, you have to, of course, bring in the numbers and grow, and without growth, there is no point in having a business. On the other hand, you're constantly cognizant of the fact that customer needs to come first. How are you juggling this?
We're juggling about this not because of any force on us. It's a culture of the company. The company, when we started, we had a culture called fast, flat, focused.
Right.
As an organization, we want to be fast, flat, and focused to our employees. To our customer, we are devoted, restless, and empathetic. With here, what comes out of it is about trust. Our customers have to trust us because we understand their pain. We understand the potential of growth. We also understand their vision about how they want to modernize their environment. On
Right.
That. We believe that we are the critical partner for them in terms of providing the technology services, the business which they run, any of the customers of us across the industries, not only banking but manufacturing also, airports also, for example.
Sure, sure.
They all work, all run the business based on technology services. Our services are backbone of operation which they run. If we remain ourselves focused and not customer focused, I believe that we will not be the one who will be partnering with them.
And that's your differentiator.
That's our differentiator.
You're aligning all your ducks behind where the customer heads, and then you head along and you enable along and you move along that direction.
That's a culture shift for us. All our employees, all our teams are aligned to these objectives.
Right.
We call any of our employees, they'll talk about this Kyndryl way of working, fast, focused, devoted, restless, and empathetic.
Okay. I hope you got all of those acronyms that he's just given to you. Let's move up a notch or two. The India growth story. And of course, you being here, and the undercurrent is always financial services, whether it's financial inclusion, whether it's insurance inclusion. Quite a few of your clients are in banking, in insurance, and even capital markets. And you've seen the growth, you've seen the story. My question to you is that more can be done from a technology point of view. So, if you were crystal balling and you were speaking to your peers or you were speaking to the audience, do you see India morphing into a managed services country where they're saying, here is my manufacturing outfit. I will look at the product, you look at the tech, or here's my bank, or here's my insurance. What's your take? Are the regulators allowing that build, operate type model, or are you more KPI driven services? Where are you heading? Where's India heading?
Yeah, so India is heading on, I'll not answer in the same form, I'll answer in a different form. India is heading on innovation part of it. How innovation to the extent is not about build, run and manage or
Right.
what model right now. It's about how do you ensure that the services which are being delivered by a detailed technology enabled organization are becoming more efficient around that. So the lot of partnerships which are coming right now is about
Make me more efficient.
Make me more efficient.
Right.
Make me more innovative around that. What you were doing earlier, can you do it much more efficient way? Can you do the services based on the modern way of working? For example, agentic AI. Can I operate my services to customers on availability or resiliency based on agentic AI?
Right.
How do I infuse those innovations and scale my services to provide a larger volume of data?
Right.
Larger volume of transactions around that. So the KPI driven will be the nearest aspect which I will say will coming in. Measure the KPIs about how am I enabling my customers to handle, for example, a certain number of transactions on UPI going up.
Right.
Right. How am I enabling
How
my
do I handle that spike?
How do I spike right now? Right.
Right.
How do I ensure that the declines of payment systems are not happening too often on that? That's the KPI which I want to run around. Services which we are providing to customers are enabling those output on that, and I think that's a factor which we would want to align ourselves to the business KPIs of customers.
Okay. I've got a bit of a loaded question for you, and you can choose not to answer, but it's been a burning question. FOMO, fear of missing out. You mentioned agentic AI, you mentioned AI, generative AI, machine learning models. Is India in that FOMO stage where the fear of missing out, kuch karna hai, we need to do something? Or are they sincere about the use cases and they're actually experimenting with the innovation, sandboxing? Where are they? Is there too much hype, or that hype stage is over and they're actually doing it?
See, hype stage started from when we had Gen AI coming in picture. So everyone to use Gen AI.
Right.
The adoption of Gen AI into the real efficiency, many people were still experimenting out of that.
Right.
But because of Gen AI coming in, because of LLMs coming in picture, the agentic came in picture. Many of the customers of ours, whom you spoke today also, are the one who are experimenting on agentic areas to manage their operations well. We are working with some customers who have gone to the live POCs. Live POCs, when I say live POCs, means they are not into
It's not just an experiment or a sandbox, it's actually live production.
It's gone live. Only thing that they need to do is they need to multiple agents together and make them orchestrate together on this. Now it's beginning efficiency. For example, if they say, for example, a customer gets 2,000 inquiries in a day.
Right.
how does he handle 2,000 inquiries in a day for a small organization?
SME bank.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, if it has to happen that way, that means I need to have some sort of automation coming, which is intelligent automation coming in, and we're able to provide those use cases around that. Question will come in that how many agentic AI bots I will have in the environment to manage this operation autonomously, and also make them manage going forward. So what we believe is that this is going to be part of life. It's not a FOMO anymore.
Okay.
Our services will become aligned to agentic cases where we have to maintain these bots, make them learn more, and make them run in tandem with each other.
Well put. So discount the hype by the fact live cases are going on. Another question. Agentic AI just came around, maybe give or take 3 years ago or 4 years ago, 2 years ago in actual live cases. As Kyndryl, I mean, you have a huge responsibility, hundreds of clients, they depend on you, as you put it yourself, for their own KPIs. So you're very strategic as a partner to them. How do you learn? How could you possibly foresee this demand coming around and then ramp up and bring the people through and go through that vicious cycle, and then that will change, and then a new thing comes around and a new hype comes around, and then you change and train again? It's quite a bit of a juggling act, isn't it?
It's quite a bit of juggling, and it's a difficult and challenging task for organization for us. It requires a learning organization to be there. As an organization, we enforce and we ensure that our people are learning across.
Dedicate time.
We dedicate time. We sponsor certifications. We are the leaders ourselves. We are learning out of it, right? And we allow people to allow and push both. Learn the new technologies, new areas, new platforms, adapt them, and give them platform for them to converse with customers.
Right.
More important. And some of the areas which comes across, the idea is to go to customer and say, okay, this is something which is going to come in. Are you thinking about
Be ready.
We are ready.
But don't worry, we have the people.
We have the people to coming in, right?
Right.
It starts small, and a cycle is always ongoing.
It's cyclical.
Always ongoing. And then, as I said, it's a lot of push and dedication and motivation to the employees.
Correct.
To keep on learning things and all. And we're always looking for the reverse coaching from our employees.
Sure.
Right? As we go on, our new employees coming on board, they're learning and teaching us also
Right.
about new things. Right.
So talking about new things, there's a barrage of new initiatives coming around in BFSI. Some are regulatory driven. So data privacy, DPDT is predominantly regulation driven. IRDA has come up with a whole new set of regulations. We heard from a couple of your clients on how this open architecture, open banking is becoming the new thing, and it's supported by regulations. The question is, new thing comes around, you're pivotal to the customer, you're strategically important to the customer. They will look to you to guide them. Boss, new regulations, we need to be compliant. So you're learning, you're teaching them, and then the entire army of people that you have deployed at the client site are helping them overcome. Are you engaging with the regulators yourselves? Are you having a couple of conversations with the chief risk officers to learn what's coming?
Yeah. So it goes into three forms. The alliances, right? I'll call it alliances. Alliances on technology, alliances on the industry point of view. Industry point of view is something which is very, very, very critical because it talks about what regulations are going to come in, how they're going to deploy it, what is the time cycle for deployment on that, how do you measure the success of that particular regulation coming in.
Right.
So industry peers and industry regulators are something which we keep regular touch with. We also work with the industry forums and the customers who are our existing customers are not our customers.
Right.
To get their viewpoint in terms of what they are thinking and seeing about that.
So create a platform where there's some knowledge sharing, like the one which is about to happen in Goa.
Yeah, so right. So the idea, so if you see there, for example, you'll not see the customers who are our existing customers, the people whom we don't talk to them, but we invite them to hear their voice in terms of what's making them think every day, every morning, evening, what KPI they're running, what are they thinking about the activity. We went to a customer whom we provide, for example, a network support services for them.
Right.
Customer challenges, okay, after 1 year, when you want to come and renew, I want to see how your modern way of working is going to happen and regulated also, of course. So the challenge which has been taken from the customer is give me a vision and working document. How are you going to transform your services based on agentic, which are regulatory compliant and efficient, of course. So those are the things which are coming. We don't see a challenge. We see as a co-creation because this idea coming from customer and co-creation with customers because customers know their domain well. We don't know the domain well. We'll never claim that they know the domain. But we understand their domain. We don't know. We understand their domain.
And by implementing, you learn.
We learn along with them. And we give the mutual respect, mutual co-creation of thoughts and ideas to implement and way of working.
Sort of like a software update, then it cascades on to other people who may want to learn from that.
And that's our business. Our business is about experience.
Build once, deploy multiple.
Best practices, deploy more.
True. And I mean, again, for the audiences, this is basically what we call a unique differentiator. As an analyst community, as research houses, when we are scoring, as the saying goes, solutions don't fail, implementations do. And when we are scoring, whether it was with IDC earlier and now with the research houses, when we score Kyndryl, it's a very unique score because you're constantly pushing that boundary and that parameter to learn more, understand more, deploy more, learn from it, and then implement it for the others so that they can benefit. Where do you see all of this taking Kyndryl over the next couple of years? Where do you see your strengths developing? What in your crystal ball can you see will be your unique differentiating and you'll continue? Your people, skills, clients?
In my view and my ambition for the organization is we see ourselves to be a valued detailed services partner for our customer, which is services being delivered on modern way of working, intelligent skilled people, and continuous journey of transformation.
Right. Okay. So that's in a nutshell where you see yourselves going. And you personally, I would put you in the spot and saying, what would you love to achieve? Last question, loaded question. What would you love to achieve? What would you see yourself doing? Besides retiring, which I know you will not do anytime soon, what would you love to achieve? What would you love to accomplish personally?
I'd love to accomplish that all my customers are my references.
Well said.
If someone calls them in my absence, are they giving good reference about me? Me means my company.
Stand by what we do.
I will love to see my customer giving good feedback to us, critical feedback to us to make our services much better. I love to see my employees being successful and equal trustworthy for my customers.
Oh, I have to do a teenager thing. That's a very well said statement. So congratulations.
Thank you.
A phenomenal success story. Congratulations for getting to where you are, bringing Kyndryl along to where you are. The lead for BFSI in India. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.